Hello, this is Wolf. Today I want to talk about Mokuso, silent contemplation. That's what we usually do when we start a training session and at the end of it for a few minutes. And it is a kind of rite de passage. We come from outside, come into the serene atmosphere of the dôjô and get ready for our practice. And when the training keiko is finished, we go back into everyday life and mark that as well with a short period of reflection. And we do Mokuso usually in sesa, in the formal seat, and it is a form of meditation. Now, meditation can be roughly categorized into two certain forms. You can find that in this classical work of Daniel Goleman, The Meditative Mind. And there he clearly states there are two fundamental attentional strategies in meditation: concentration and mindfulness. So concentration leads the meditator to become one-pointed and finally merge his attention with his object. Mindfulness leads the meditator to witness the workings of his own mind, coming to perceive with detachment the finer segments of his stream and thought. So this means we have a meditation with an object, and that can be a flame or a candle, the sound of one's breathing as it is done in Zen in the first stage. It can be visualizations, inner lights, landscapes, Buddhas. It can be holy syllables, mantras repeated and things like that. And meditation without object nowadays usually is called mindfulness, means that your attention is not focused on anything specific. You are aware of everything that happens in your consciousness, and you just witness what is going on. It is a free, floating, all-encompassing attentiveness, a pure consciousness, a total awareness. And concentration is like a focused laser beam, and mindfulness like a floodlight, illuminating everything indiscriminately. And these two forms of meditation can be transferred into the practice of Mokuso. Mokuso, the Japanese term, is again written with two characters, and Moku means silence, and So is the Sino-Japanese reading. The Japanese reading goes Omo, and this means thinking. That means that Mokuso does not necessarily preclude discursive thinking. You can sit and do Mokuso in the sense of quietly pondering over something. In this sense, you can actively create an attitude of getting physically and mentally ready for the training at its beginning. And when it's over, you can cultivate an attitude of thankfulness for having had the chance to refine your techniques and enhance your physical and spiritual well-being. So during Mokuso, you can focus on a specific topic, and this corresponds to meditation with an object. You can also do Mokuso in a Zen-like fashion, And in Zen style, it is awareness of one's consciousness and everything therein. Yeah, meditation does not necessarily mean to suppress everything that occurs, your thoughts and your emotions, but you just observe them without any judgment, without hanging on. So if there comes a thought, you don't get lost into the thought, but you just look at it and let it float or flow away, and thoughts can come and go. And popularly this is compared with looking at the sky and observe the clouds as they pass, and you don't intervene, you can't do anything, you just watch. And it is therefore not necessarily a thoughtless, or as it is also often called, an empty mind. It is just that you are not affected by all the thoughts and other things that pass by. Ne? And this kind of pure observation brings about total awareness, a state of mind in which you are completely here and abide in the now. This is of course also an ideal state of mind in combat. It is the Zen mind. And so you can do Mokusô in both ways. You can either contemplate something like being thankful for training or getting ready for practice, or you just sit and let things happen. Open up your attentiveness, your awareness, and be quiet. So, and it is a nice ritual that we practice at the end and at the beginning of our trainings, and in a sense it is a remnant of meditative practices that were part and parcel of martial arts when they were started to develop thousands of years ago, depends on how far you look back, in a context where religion and spirituality was a very natural part of one's worldview and not necessarily seen as such. Yeah, I will talk about this in another session, and I would definitely recommend to do Mokusô diligently every training session. It calms you down, it gives you a good entrance and returning to your everyday chores, and makes the dôjô into a sacred place, so to speak. Yeah, so let's do some meditation sometimes, and I see you in the next episode. Cheers, and good training, good health.